Good afternoon, this is your friend Angel over at Palm Chevrolet in Ocala, Florida, making a special video for Mr. James Raiola. Congratulations, James, here's your baby, ready to rock and roll, going to the state of Rhode Island. Mr. Raiola, watch a video here on our channel on YouTube. Call the store, place his deposit for this one that was coming in, and here it is. It's a 2LT Chevrolet Corvette Stingray Z51 package in ceramics matrix gray. Beautiful color, beautiful specs. Congratulations, Mr. Raiola. This thing is awesome. I just came back from the gas station. We're just now waiting for transport. We just got the paperwork yesterday, so she's ready to rock and roll. I'm gonna put it back in the showroom when I'm done here, of course, but before I'm gonna show you around so you can see your baby over there in your state, beautiful state of Rhode Island. Look at how beautiful that is. I love the lines. The lines connect right here on the hood, on the nose of the car. Absolutely gorgeous. So this specs was done last year. We're waiting for the car, and it showed up just last week, along with a red convertible that was also sold already. But as you can see, it has a lot of extras, such as the black spoiler, that's an option, and the black mirrors. It also has the red calipers, which is also an option, and the carbon flash wheels, which is also an option. Mr. Raiola didn't want the chrome lug nuts, so we ordered for him the black lug nuts. They're already installed there. Nice choice, Mr. Raiola. It looks amazing with those. And of course, the Z51 package, we have the Z51 logos on the calipers. We're mentioning the Z51 package offer a larger rotor than the regular Stingray, and it also has the limited slip differential along with the front splitter. You can see the front splitter right here, and the spoiler. That's all part of the Z51 package, and it includes the dual mode exhaust system, which makes this car really fast. This is the only car in history to be in a 2-second club with no turbo and no supercharged. 2.8 seconds 0 to 60. So it's wicked fast. It launched like crazy. I never tried it, of course, because the car is new and I'm not allowed to do that, of course. But if once you pass the 500-mile braking period, you're more than welcome to have some fun on it. You will be doing less than 3 seconds 0 to 60, no doubt. There's a lot of people doing it. Even 2.6 seconds, I heard in some scenarios. With the new Corvette, of course, we have a mid-engine platform, so there is no engine on the front. That leaves some space for our front operation here. You can reach under the driver's side headlight. There's a little rubber piece here. You push that, and your front opens like that. It opens twice, so you gotta make sure when you close it twice. Look how deep this is. I had to fix this cargo net, put it on the right place. It's supposed to go hook over here. But other than that, you got a lot of space here for luggage. In fact, it's so big, they have a emergency release in case you want to escape from the mafia, if somebody lock you in. And this is a 12-volt outlet. Very important, because here you can use your trigger charger if you're gonna leave your car in the garage for a long time. It allows you to plug it to the 12-volt outlet, and you don't have to pinch the cable when you close it. You can close it halfway, and it's still closed, but it will allow you to get the cable out without pinching the paint job here or the front. So you also have a battery right here on the front for the first time in years. It's always been on the back. This is your brake fluid and windshield washer fluid. That's about it you have to worry about on the front. But make sure when you close it, you have to close it once. See, it's still open, so you can get the wire out, and then you push it twice. The second time you gotta hit it a little harder, and everything lined up there beautifully. You also have curved cameras on the 2LT package like this one. All 3LT package, we have those cameras on the front bumper. And this is so you can see the nose of the car when you're parking, so you don't hit the curb. Many people put their cars in reverse or park their cars in reverse to avoid hitting that. So in the Corvette, you don't have that problem. Also, we ordered this one with the front lift, so it can raise the front nose of the car in only 3 seconds, 2 inches. And that allows you, of course, to go over speed bumps, driveways, etc., without hitting, of course, your splitter and all of that. So that's a feature that is an option for Corvettes. This one has it. I'm gonna open now the trunk, and to open the trunk, you're gonna reach for the under the E. It simulates a number 8, C8, of course, and you push that little rubber piece down here, and it opens. This is one of 2 backup cameras. There's one there. There's another one on the roof, and that's the one you use in your rear view mirror. Notice that you can see the engine. I already installed your engine cover for you, Mr. Raiola, this morning. You open it, here's the beauty. This one was ordered with the engine appearance package, where it comes with these carbon fiber inserts on both sides and the lights. You get these LED lights that come on when you open the car at night. It illuminates everything here. So this is the edge red engine cover. It's an option. We ordered that from him, and here's your old engine cover, Mr. Raiola. I don't know if you want to sell it, but let us know. Here's your trigger charger, which you're gonna use in your garage when you leave the car for a long time there. Those snowy days in Rhode Island. This is your chrome lug nuts. I put them in here just in case you need them for an extra set of wheels or so. So you had them both, and you have both engine covers here on the trunk. You can take the roof of the car and it fits right here in the trunk space. You're gonna latch it right here. Make sure though it latch under here. It's very important that you put it here and it latch over here properly so you don't hit the trunk when you close it. This is a glass, of course, and it has a defroster, and this on the side are heat extractors. So those are fully open all the time to release the heat from the engine. Here's where you check your coolant temperature, the coolant level. This is to pour coolant. Here's your engine oil dipstick. With the new platform, we have a dry sump system with 4 scavenge oil pumps around the car. So very important, when you're gonna check the oil on your Corvette, it has to be running for at least 15 minutes to warm up, and then you check the oil when the car is running. You never shut it off to check the oil. That's a different feature from other cars. You usually have to shut it off before you do that. Not in this case. You have to let it run instead. And it's safe to do, of course. You're not gonna need any oil, but if you ever need oil, that's how you do it. When you close your trunk, you don't have to slam it. You just present it right there and it closes itself. Here's your Stingray badge in carbon flash. You have carbon flash spoiler, carbon flash emblems, carbon flash diffuser. Look at that right there. Oh my God. So, like I always do, I got the key with me, and we're gonna start this car to see how it sounds. This is the chrome emblem key. We also have one with a black emblem key. So that way you recognize which key is 1, which key is 2. And if you notice in the back of the car, notice these dots right here. Those are backup sensors. It's the first time in history a Corvette is offered with rear cross traffic alert, which is an active safety feature, and it incorporates too the blind spot alert. In fact, when you're driving the car, this will illuminate yellow every time you have a car in your blind spot. The sensors will cover up to 65 feet when you're going backwards, and up to 10 feet both sides of the car when you're driving the car. Another cool thing about it is the tail lights. The LEDs, and they're sequential. You see how when I hit the unlock button, how they move there very easy. Oh God, it's getting windy out here. So I'm gonna hit the start button again. We're gonna hit this twice. There we go. Oh. All right, release the Kraken. Now notice that the mirrors close because the car locks themselves every time you do a remote start, and they do that for safety. No, when you lock the car, I set it up in the computer that way. When you unlock the car, your mirrors will open again. You can see them operating right now. So lock button, the lock. See, if you hit unlock, they open. Quite easy to use. Another thing that locks when you lock the car is your gas gauge. You heard that? If I hit unlock, it unlocks the gas cap. So that's how you lock and unlock your gas cap. You just have to lock the car. And we had to show this to Mr. Raiola. These coupes right here that are painted in carbon flash had a keyhole under there. I don't know if you can see it. There's a keyhole under there where you can place your key. In case something happened with the battery of the car is dead, or your key fob battery is dead, you can still get access to your car. And it's quite easy to use. Let's get in on this beautiful car right here. We're gonna open the door. And notice the driver's door with the adrenaline red seats. These are your memory seats for 1 or 2 drivers. You also have release buttons for the front and the trunk. This is for your power lock switch. This is the release for the door. Push that to get out. And of course you have your power window switch, your mirrors controllers, and this big one right here is to close the mirrors. So if you push that, your mirrors close. You push it again, your mirrors open. We just put the floor liners in here. You see the big Chevy logo there with the Jake logo on the mirror. Sorry it's a little dirty, but we will clean it up. It's my shoes. Here's your power seat controllers, and it has two different settings for lumbar. So one is for the back, the other one cannot close and open your back. And of course you have your power seat setup. Under here you notice there's a parking brake. If you push that button, this will happen. But yes, it's only a switch, and it's on the left side under there on the steering wheel. They also have an up here to adjust the brightness of your lights at night. So that's your dim control. And these 3 buttons operate your heads-up display. Right behind the steering wheel, you have 3 buttons for the heads-up display. The steering wheel itself is telescoping and it's electronic, so you can push that little button to get it in and out, or up and down, whenever you like it. And when you memorize your seats, you will memorize the position of the steering wheel, the position of the seats, and the rear view mirror settings. You can do the same for the second driver. And of course, this is a 2LT, but we ordered a GT2 seats, as you said, with a 2-tone suede. This is an option too. You see, he had this carbon fiber insert GT2 seats with the Corvette logo over here on the headrest. That red stitching, it looks very nice. The French stitching go all around the car in red. You can see it on the dashboard everywhere you look. Let me go on the passenger side here. Man, that thing sounds good. Anyways, when you go to the passenger side, you notice that the passenger door is very similar to the driver's door. That's because it has the same buttons almost. It has memory seats for 2 passengers. That's in case you have more than one girlfriend or more than one boyfriend. I don't know. I guess you can memorize 2 settings there. And this one is to set up how the seat moves when you get out of the car. The seat can move back. You can tell the seat what you want it to do when you shut off the car. But same details. You have all the French stitching here. It goes around, and it goes around here. It connects on the door. It goes inside of the car. Very beautiful, nicely done. Of course, you can see the Jake logo again with the floor liners. This is how you operate your glove box. You just push that little button here, and it opens your glove box. Pretty big. You got plenty of space. You can see how deep this is, and it has a LED light inside. And you also have a SD card slot right here. This car has a navigation system, so it allows you to use the performance data recorder. You just put your SD card there. It could be up to 256 gigabytes, and it can be used as a dash cam, and it records audio. It records how you've been driving the car on the track if you decide to take it to the track. And in case you go to a bad neighborhood, we did order the wheel locks for this car, but they were chrome, so I know you didn't want the chrome, so I put them on the glove box for you, Mr. Raiola. By the way, these are called ultra thin vents. It's the same first time in history Chevy offer a ultra thin vents for the AC. You can even see the vents, it's so thin, and that's of course to allow more space here on the dashboard. Look how beautiful this is. You notice on the behind and between the seats, this is a wireless charger, so you can put your cell phone here and it charge. And it had a mid-range speaker here. This is part of your performance Bose performance system on this car. One of 14 speakers. It's the only car in history with 2 seats and 14 speakers inside of the car, and that's come standard on the 2LT and 3LT motors. A 1LT motor still have 10 speakers including a subwoofer, so it sounds really nice regardless. You can see how the headlights are. They're very nice. You can see the LED inserts there, but those lights turn into turn signal when you hit the turn signal. You see how they turn yellow both sides. So it's a daytime running lamp, but it's also your turn signal when you put the turn signals on. Very nicely done by Chevy. Let's go to the inside of the car because it's getting cold out here and windy. And this suede that I mentioned on the seat is also on the steering wheel. They come together. So once you sit on your car, close your door, the movies start playing. This is what we call the welcome. It looks amazing. I love the silhouette with the Corvette. Now, even though the car is running, it's not running. It's actually still in remote start mode, so you still have to hit the brake pedal and hit the start button. Then everything comes to life. You can see the radio comes to life. Right now we are in sport mode. You can see down here, Mr. Raiola, how many miles I have. I got 5 miles. You should have 5 miles when you get it. You had 3 miles this morning before I went to put gas in the car. So it's not that I drove 2 miles, but I just drove in that road to the gas station because you need premium on this, brother. We don't have premium here. So here's your steering wheel. It's flat at the bottom, so it doesn't bug you with your legs. You do have a cruise control setup here and the Z mode. If you press Z mode, the computer changes to your own driving mode. You press it again and it goes on to touring mode. So the Z mode is a driving mode that you create and you customize yourself. You also have the paddle shifters made in aluminum, really nice, both sides to upshift or downshift. If you're driving a manual, it's quite easy. You just have to hit the M button and it becomes a manual car. Speaking of driving modes, we have a driving mode right here. This is your driving mode selector. It's actually a hand rest for you to put your hand there. And when you're driving, you can just turn this knob to the sides and it will change from touring. We can go to sport mode and it will look like that. Or you can change it to track mode and it will look like this. So you decide which driving mode you're using. Each driving mode changes how the car behaves though. The steering wheel gets harder in sport mode than it is in touring mode, for example. And also the acceleration is more noticeable. When you hit the gas pedal, it's just more responsive. Also, it changes how you can adjust how the brake feeling is. So you can adjust or customize a range of many things. If I go here to the settings button, I can go to this section here on vehicle that says drive mode customization. So you can choose how your driving modes are. Let's say the Z mode, for example. You want the steering wheel to feel harder, you move this to the right. You want the engine to sound louder and shift quicker, you move it all the way to the right. Brake feel or engine sound, you can have a mid-range sound or fully open. When it's fully open, of course, is when the party starts. So that's a C mode configuration, or you can create your own driving mode here, my mode, and you select my mode from here. But the Z mode is always on the steering wheel, quite easy to use. Now these buttons right here are your shifter. You press P to put the car in park, you pull the lever to put the car in reverse, and of course that activates your backup camera. This backup camera is in high definition, and you see when I turn the steering wheel, those lines will move to show you in which direction you're going. The blue line here shows you what you're looking at the camera. So if you hit that, that gives you a 180-degree angle. You can flip it in 90 degrees, that's the nose of the car. You can hit it again and split the screen in 3 sections, left, right, and the top. Or you can also eliminate the guidelines if you don't like them. But it's good to have them just in case you want to know which direction you're backing up onto something. Regardless, you can activate the camera without putting the car in reverse though. So you hit the N to put it in neutral, you push. Then to put it in drive, you put the D for automatic transmission. Now, even though we are in drive or even parking, right? The camera goes away when I do that. We do have a button that is dedicated for the camera right here. So if you hit that button that says front, it activates your front camera. Even though you park, you can activate your front camera at any time, or any camera. You can see the back, the front, whatever you like. It doesn't matter which driving mode you're on. You just hit the camera button and it will come on. Now, if the car is moving, you will have a countdown for 10 seconds and it will go away after 10 seconds because they don't want you to be driving and looking at the camera. Of course, it's better to look at the road. Now, that's not the only operation we have with cameras. We also have a rear view mirror that looks just like a rear view mirror, right? You can look at the, well, I guess you can look at the engine and that's about it. But if you want to see what's behind you, you're just going to flip it right here, and then your camera, your mirror turns into a monitor. So now you're looking behind us. This is 100% better than what we were looking at before. And you can customize that or adjust it. You hit this button here, you can adjust the brightness. If you want to make it darker, you can dim it or make it brighter. You hit the check mark again, and it gives you the zoom menu, so you can zoom in or you can zoom out. You can see that Camaro over there. If I hit the check mark again, I'm in the tilt menu, so now I can tilt the camera down, that's my spoiler, or I can tilt the camera up and don't see the spoiler, and I can see what's behind me. Going forward, this stays on all the time. You never have to shut it off. That's the best part of it. It gets time to get used to, but it's fabulous. Up here we got the OnStart buttons. This is to contact OnStart, for voice commands. This will be the contact OnStart. This will be SOS for emergency lights, and motion sensor, and of course you have a passenger sensor airbag, which is off right now because we don't have a passenger. Now on the middle we have all these buttons that look crazy. They all climate buttons though. These are your air conditioning buttons. Each one of them has something to do with the air conditions. So this little switch right here, pull it up, I accelerate my fan speed, or I can lower my fan speed. I can actually turn on my heated seats, or I can turn on my cool seats for the driver. That's high, medium, low, off. And of course I got the same here for the temperature gauge. I can select my temperature on the driver's side. Now if you move down, all the way down here, you can change the airflow. So if you want it to your legs, if you want it from the windshield, all of that. But if you go below, then you get to the passenger section. So the passenger has, again, heated seats, cool seats, and it has its own temperature selector. So the passenger can have a different temperature, totally different at the driver temperature. If you hit sync though, you will go to the temperature set up by the driver for both sides, driver and passenger. So very comfortable, both seats. And the piano buttons here, whatever you want to call it, it's kind of a wall that keep the driver away from you, but it is really nice when you sit in there. It's very comfortable. Now if you push this little guy right here, it pops your cup holders. You got 2 cup holders. They're very deep too, so I think it's a benefit to have cup holders in a sports car. Many sports cars don't even have any. And you also have a center armrest, I should say the center console. And you push this little button here and you fully open your center console. Much deeper than before. The other one was probably like halfway that, maybe a little wider. So this is much bigger. It had a USB-C port, USB regular. You had a space for the SD card and an auxiliary in case you want to bring a CD player or something like that, old school stuff. Now, in the middle here we see 3 little buttons. One is for the traction control. You can turn it on or off. And this is your front lift. When you hit that button, your nose of the car starts rising. You heard that noise? Vehicle is rising. Now, it's hard to notice in this video, but it did went up 2 inches quite very quickly. So if I hit the button again, it's going to actually lower it. Now it says vehicle lowering. Hard to see it, but it is lowering. And you feel it right away. Now, when you driving this car and you hit that, it will give you the option to memorize that position. So you can memorize up to 1,000 locations, and the car will raise the nose every time you get to that location. I'm gonna hit this back to sport mode. You see how the gauge instrument closer changed. This is our driver information center. And you will operate your driver information center for these arrows right here. Now the arrows are just that, arrows. These are not buttons. The ones from the right and left are, but then you use the wheel to move up and down. Quite easy to use. So if I move this to the right here, I can change performance. I can look at my audio, my maintenance, options. I can simplify the screen if you like to. If you go here, you can change the information. You're looking at the tiles, which is this right here. So you can customize your instrument cluster the way you want it. If you go to the maintenance menu though, this is the engine oil fluid. It's 99%, transmission fluid is 99%. In this car, you change the oil about every 6,000-7,000 miles. The transmission fluid though should be changed every 20,000 miles. Now if you move down again, you get the air filter life, 99%. You move down again, it tells you the engine life. It also shows you the life of the brake pads, excuse me. The transmission fluid, as you said, the air filter. That's what I was looking at. Then we have this menu for performance. You can set up your 0 to 60 performance timer. You have a lap timer, and you also have a G-force menu to show you what many G-force you generate in front and back, left and right. Then you have your trip computer. This is trip 1. Trip 2, they show you also your fuel economy. 2 miles per gallon is horrible, but it's gonna get better, Mr. Raiola. You just have to drive it. Then we have your trip timer. You can select the wheel right here. You just press it and it activates your timer. Or you can move down and show you the current driving cycle, and you go back to trip 1. Now that's how you operate your driving information center. Under here we got 2 buttons for the volume on the radio. You can mute or unmute the radio on the steering wheel by pushing this little guy. That's also how you hang up the phone. You also have voice commands, and you have heated steering wheel. So if you hit that, your steering wheel warms up. That's something you're gonna be using a lot, Mr. Raiola. I don't know if you're gonna drive the car in the cold weather or not, but you're probably gonna press that button a whole lot up there. I heard how the climate is. On the left side of the steering wheel though, you have favorite buttons. You can change your stations up and down, or change the song that you're listening to. And when you do so, it kind of shows you here on the screen.
Welcome to Sirius XM. It's all you'll ever need to hear everything you want.
Sorry about that. Just mute the radio. So yes, you can change your radio here or your song that you're listening to. To activate the cruise control though, you're gonna hit this button and it's gonna pop up this little thing right here. That means your cruise control is ready to engage. See, next to the miles per hour. So then you use the wheel. You hit the wheel down and it set your speed. If you want to increase the speed, you hit the wheel up. If you want to decrease the speed, you can hold the wheel down. It's quite easy to use in that area. You also can resume your speed by hitting resume. If you don't cancel cruise, if you have to cancel cruise control but didn't shut it off, the system remember what speed you were doing. So you have to do is hit resume and it will go back to that speed. If you do shut it off though, then you have to reset the cruise control the way you want it. But as long as it's on, you can hit resume and it will go back to the speed you set up before. You can cancel cruise control by hitting the cancel button, tapping on the brake, or shutting it off on this button right here. Quite easy to use. We have an electric steering wheel, so we don't have power steering fluid or even a power steering pump. This is an electric rack and pinion, I should say. It allows us to adjust the feedback of your steering wheel based on what you're doing with the car. So in sport mode it's harder, touring mode is softer. And not only change the instrument cluster when you change driving mode, it also change your heads-up display. Right now we're looking at the heads-up display here, and with these 3 buttons I can control that. I can move it down. It's moving down right now. I can move it up. I don't know if you guys can see it on the screen there. It looks like it's flashing on my camera, but in real life it's not. You can also change information. So if you want to simplify things, just look at your speedometer if you like, or you can see the whole shebang here with the G-force and this tachometer. You can also make it disappear by hitting this little guy. You can make it dim, or you can make it brighter if you want to see it even more. It gets time to get used to, but let me tell you, big difference to have a heads-up display. You never have to look down here. You can just keep your eyes on the road where they should be. And if you notice, there is a big opening on the dashboard, and that's to project that image on the windshield. That's how you know it's a 2 or 3LT car when you see it from the outside. Absolutely gorgeous. Another thing, Mr. Raiola, I want to show you this. You go to settings menu. Let me go back here. Under the vehicle menu, we have a feature called Valet Mode. If you hit Valet Mode, you can put a secret code. Don't tell anybody what my number is. You can put a different one every time, but I'm gonna put this secret, ultra secret number here. Don't tell anybody. And now I'm locking the screen, but I'm not just locking the screen when I do this. A couple things happen. You heard that? Valet Mode is active. So now the radio won't come on, nothing will come on. But look at this. I can't even open the glove box. It's completely locked. But that's not the only 2 things that locked. My center console is locked. I cannot open my center console anymore. It's completely locked. So if you're gonna leave the car in the parking lot without the roof on or something, and a car show or anything like that, you don't want people accessing your stuff with opening your glove box, you can just set it up in Valet Mode. You never have to worry about your valuables, right? They can just keep in good shape. Now hit the 1, 2, 3, 4 secret code here, hit unlock. You heard that? Now the screen goes back to life, and I can again open my glove box. I can open my center console here, quite easy to use. So that's how you activate Valet Mode, and it's quite easy to use. You can set up also teen driver. If you have a teenager driving your car, the car will give you a report card on how that teenager has been driving the car. I highly suggest you don't let a teenager drive this car for obvious reason, but you guys know what you're doing, so it's up to you. There's also a driving mode customization. I don't know if I mentioned that before. Yes, I did. So I'm gonna go back here to system. Under the apps, you can customize your apps. You can add more apps or deactivate apps if you like. There's a feature called here, buckle to drive. So if you turn that on, the car will not go in gear for at least 20 seconds up until you put your seatbelt on. I'm gonna leave that off because you might want to move your car out of your garage or something, and you probably won't be using the seatbelt for that, and you get mad if the car don't move. So I'm gonna leave it off for now. But yes, you can change the language. If you want to go to Espanol, you can, or you can go English. It's up to you, or French. It changed the whole menu information, but it also changed what you're looking at here. All of that will be in your preferred language as well, which in this case, we're gonna leave it in English. Right? You also have navigation. The navigation system is included in 2 and 3LT motors, a standard feature now. You don't have to pay extra to have navigation. And it's very intuitive and it's instant. You touch it and it goes. There is no lagging on this. That's one thing I love about it. It has pinch to zoom too, so you can pinch it and use it like you do on your phone. That's not the only GPS you can use. With this car, you have the benefit that it's a 21, so you will have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. You can see the logos right here, but they're wireless. It's the first time we have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto wireless, and 21 motors we have it. So that gives you access to Apple Maps, Google Maps, Waze. You can actually use OnStar navigation system. So this car actually has 5 GPS systems that you can use, including its own that is built in the car. And it's voice commanded, so you can talk to it, and it's intuitive. For instance, I'm gonna push the talk button here, and it's gonna ask me,
what would you like?
Find nearest Walmart.
Walmart, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, searching nearby.
There we go.
I'm finding more than one match. Because it may
cool.
take you a while to choose, please do so manually from the display.
So it's pretty easy to use. Once you find a Walmart you want to go to, you hit this button here, and you just hit the go button, and you'll be good to go. We have a Walmart right behind the dealership, so it's quite easy to get there. I'm gonna hit the X button, and it goes back to normal. You also have a voice command for red radio, so if you want to change the radio station, you can push this little guy here.
What would you like?
Tune FM 93.7. Or you can say XM.
93.7
Don't matter.
FM coming right up.
Coming right up. Boom. I'm gonna shoot that up because of the copyrights. But yeah, you can change the radio by voice. You can change your navigation by voice. Or you can use the voice commands of your phone. If you have your phone connected to this, all you have to do is press the talk button and hold it long enough, and you will hear Siri coming on if you have an iPhone, or the Google Voice coming on if you have an Android phone. They give you both choices, so you can choose either or. And of course, you have a volume knob, which everybody loves the volume knob. I love to have a volume knob, but it's better to use your steering wheel. That way you don't get your hands off the steering wheel. Quite easy to use there. Having said that, it's important when you buy this car to push the on start button to complete your welcome call, and they're gonna ask you what 4digit pin you want to use for security and safety and all of that. Looking at the instrument cluster, it might look complicated, but this is where your miles are. This is for your temperature, water temperature. This is your gas tank, which is full. Then you have your trip odometer, of course your tachometer, and your speedometer here. So it's quite easy to use. Then the G-force and all of that can be changed. I can show you how to do that too. It's quite simple. So that's about it for the interior. I think I covered most of the things here. Let me know in the comments below if I missed something. I think I have pretty much of it covered right now. So let's go take a look at the window sticker, the price of the car that everybody wants to know from the beginning of the videos, and I never do it because if not, nobody watches. Here's the Bose Performance Series, first car in history to have 14 speakers and a 2-door setup. And here's your soul sign, Mr. Rayola, so you know it's happening. You can pinch yourself. This thing is coming to you, brother. It's gonna be awesome. You're gonna love this thing. Now, going to the window sticker, here's your gas mileage. Unbelievable. 19 miles per gallon combined, 50 on the city, 27 highway. Then we have our base Stingray price here. This is a 2LT, $66,200. And you can see the description here, 21 Corvette Coupe Stingray 2LT with the ceramic matrix gray, and of course the adrenaline red seats. Then we have the 6.2 engine with the 8-speed dual clutch transmission. Oh my gosh. Then you had your options. So C51 options, $59.95. You had your front lift, GT2 bucket seats. You have your 19-inch, 20-inch carbon flash painted wheels. You have your engine appearance package, your bright painted calipers for $5.95. You got the suede microfiber wrapped steering wheel for $5.95. Then you have the 2-tone seats for $3.95. Your battery protection package and your $100 for your mirrors and spoilers. It's only $100 you haven't painted. Of course, the wheel locks, which we give it to you just in case you need them, but you might not even use them. And here's your total price of this car, $80,650, after all the options that we added to it. But yeah, $100 for the carbon flash mirror and the carbon flash spoiler is the least expensive option in the car world today, especially in a sports car or supercar territory like this one. Absolutely gorgeous. 495 horsepower, 475 pound-feet of torque. It's the car of the year by the Motor Trend magazine. It's the car of the year by Car and Driver 10 Best. It's on the list for the 10 best for the year. So absolutely epic car in the car world. This is it, my friend. Doesn't get much better than this, and it's the biggest bargain on performance. Whole history for since 1953, that being the case, still the case today. Absolutely amazing. Congratulations, Mr. Rayola. This is something pretty epic. I know you're gonna love it. Please don't forget to give like to my videos and subscribe. I have more things coming on pretty soon, such as this Camaro. I gotta do a video on that. There you have it, my friend. The 2021 Corvette Stingray Coupe. My goodness, Z51 package. You guys have an awesome day, and I see you on the next one. Bye-bye.